CQ, calling CQ the Old Friends Net. This is WA4LLR, Dave in Burnsville, North Carolina, calling CQ the Old Friends Net. This net meets on this frequency 3 times weekly, Tuesdays and Thursday mornings at 8 a.m., Sunday afternoons at 4 p.m. The net is conducted in the Amplitude Modulation mode, carried out in the round table format. So, stations that would like to participate in the Old Friends Net, give me a call and come now.
N4LQ.
K4GDN. WB4NKL.
K3OS.
November 4 Alpha Kilo and 4 AK.
W4MEC.
Kilo 4 Echo Lima.
WB4ARK.
All right, these are the ones that I've heard. N4LQ, K4GDN, WB4NKL, K3OS, N4AK, W4MEC, K4 Echo Lima, WB4ARK. Do we have anyone else? Okay, one more time down the list. N4LQ, K4GDN, WB4NKL, K3OS, N4AK, W4MEC, K4EL, WB4ARK. One more time. Anyone else? All right, good morning to everybody. This is WA4LLR, Dave in Burnsville, and it's, well, let's see, about 48, 49 degrees. Heavy overcast, and looks like we're going to get some rain, maybe some thunderstorms. Running the BC610C this morning and receiving on the HQ110A. So hope everybody is doing well on this 25th day of November. Boy, we're almost to Thanksgiving and almost to December. Man, time is moving right along. Steve down to Shelby, N4LQ, WA4LLR.
Good morning, WA4LLR, N4LQ. Well, it's a good showing this morning. About 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9 people. That's good. Glad to see it. Compared to last Tuesday, I think we only had about 4. So this is progress. I'm running the TX86 Amico this morning and the Drake 2A. It's getting to be a habit. I'm going to have to change transmitters, I guess, to give some more airtime to the other ones. I like to take care of them, keep them happy. Anyway, it's pretty chilly this morning. It's 50 degrees, warmer than I thought, and overcast, and I looked out and the deck is wet, so I don't know if it rained or if it was due or what. So anyway, we could use some more rain. I hope we get some. Over to George, K4GDN, N4LQ.
N4LQ in the room. Good morning, everybody. This is K4GDN here in Myrtle Beach. We're running the helicopter station this morning. The HC32B feed about 7 watts to the homebrew 811, putting out about 125 or 30 watts. Receiving on the 6100. Everybody's coming here very well. The band seems to be in very good shape here this morning. It's in the mid-50s. It's supposed to warm up a little bit. I think we may get a little rain maybe late today, early tomorrow. I'm not sure. It's supposed to cool off a little bit more for Thanksgiving. So hopefully hopefully things will go pretty well. I think we're going to run down to Charleston for a little bit there and visit with my family for Thanksgiving. So, anyway, I'll pass it on to you, Cliff. WB4NKL of the group, K4GDN.
K4GDN, it's WB4NKL. Okay, George, good copy there on you today. I'm running low power today, little Harvey Wells Bandmaster Deluxe with about, let's see, 25 watts of carrier here, looks like, and a Drake 2A receiver. It's kind of warm here, got 62 degrees. Supposed to be some rain moving in here shortly, and I guess it's overcast, but held some heat in there, so enjoy it while we can. I think cold weather is on the way, is what they're saying for Thanksgiving. Let's see, not much else here. I hope everybody can copy with the 25 watts, so I'll send it on down to Gary, K3OS, WB4NKL.
All right, Cliff, WB4NKL, K3OS in the group. Yeah, copying you just fine. Just like you're next door here, as always. Good copy. I would say just a little hot on the audio, not much, but if you can back it off, fine. If not, it's still really good. And good morning from the gloomy shores of Lake Hickory this morning. It's 48 degrees here, Dave. And like everybody else, a little just cloudy. Didn't have any rain yet overnight. We shall, well, maybe we did just a touch, but not, I don't see anything that's terribly wet here. So all is well. Looking forward to getting some turkey, which I always enjoy. Down to you, Glenn, N4AK. Running the Gonset twins, the G66, G77, about 40 watts this morning. N4AK, K3OS.
Okay, K3OS and the fine group this morning. This is November 4 Alpha Kilo. I'm in Sunset, South Carolina. I don't believe I've met K4EL. K4EL handle here is Glenn. We're in Sunset, South Carolina. This is outside of Pickens, South Carolina. So nice to have you with us. I don't believe I've worked you before. When you were checking in, the temperature over here at Sunset is 54 degrees this morning. Light rain already here. So let's see. I'm running the FTDX10. I'm running my SB200 antique amplifier. So this morning, looks like I may be peaking about 120 watts. Copying you, George, just fine down at the beach. You're 10 over 9. There's some QSB on the signals a little bit this morning here. So, Buddy, heads up there. You remember in Atlanta, the big boss, after Mr. Arnold, was Mr. Louis Brannon. Well, guess what? Mr. Brannon, who was born in 1924, is alive and well. He's 101. And I've talked to him on the phone, and it was just like 40 years ago. He's a very bright person. So that's unusual. Mr. Brannon's still alive down in Atlanta. So, Charlie, W4MEC, N4AK.
All right, Glenn, N4AK and group W4MEC. Good morning, everybody. It's about 50 degrees here, overcast, dreary, and light mist out there. So, not a great day for playing badminton, I guess. We're on the East Kit Tribes this morning, Apache and the Mohawk. I was a little lazy to go out in the shop because it should be DX100B and SX100 day, but it's not. So just a lazy morning here. What else we got? Didn't make the net last night. Didn't even get dinner till pretty late in the evening. So it's kind of like being European there. The time we ate dinner last night. So that conflicted with the net, so couldn't make that one. We got 6 meter net tonight at 50.4 at 8 p.m. And if Boone and I, number 1, remember, number 2, are awake at 8 p.m., we'll be on there chit-chatting. So, what else we got? Nothing. And I'm going to pass it on to K4EL. And just a warning that on your check-in, you were very basic, no highs, and difficult to read for my QTH. So I want to tinker with that equalizer a little bit. K4EL in the group, W4MEC.
W4MEC, K4EL. Thank you for that comment, Charles. Yeah, I'll try to do something about that. I think these are back to factory settings. But so my name is Gene, and I'm located in Vance County, which is just directly north of Raleigh on the Virginia state line there. So that's kind of where I'm at. I'm running a Yaesu FT710, and I guess like Glenn, I'm running an SB200, so we got that in common, Glenn. Cliff, you were a little concerned about your 25 watts there. I have you 9 over here, so that's the signal port. Everyone else is a 9 over as well. So I'll make that off my first transmission and turn it back to Glenn, WB4ARK, K4EL.
This is WB4ARK. Name here is Buddy. I'm in Lake Wiley, South Carolina. And I'm running an ART13 today, about 110 watts going out. And it looks like Gary's either off frequency or something's wrong with the transmitter, because his signal is pretty low this morning. Well, let's see. It's been this has been going on for several weeks now. Norfolk and Southern is being acquired by Union Pacific, and or trying to be. It's not turning out to be such a good merger, if you want to call it that. They're being acquired. But J.B. Hunt announced that they're pulling out of their actual, I guess you would say, operation with Norfolk Southern. They don't like this merger and this acquisition, so they're pulling all of their business away from Norfolk and Southern, and that's going to be a very, very large amount of money that Norfolk and Southern's going to have to give up. I don't know if this is going to go through or not, this acquisition. The Norfolk Southern people, our friend with Norfolk Southern is not too pleased with this, and so most of the Norfolk Southern individuals are not pleased with it. So we'll see what happens. Not a good deal. So, well, we'll send it back to WA4LLR. It says WB4ARK.
All right, fine business, buddy. Good signal on the ART13 today. All right, let me stand by. Do we have any other check-ins? Come now. All right, not hearing anybody. K4EL. Could you please repeat your name for me? I had a little bit of problem copying your name, over.
Yes, my name is Gene, Golf Echo, November Echo. Gene.
Okay, fine business, Gene. Good to have you with us this morning. Yeah, as Charlie said, your signal could use a little more highs. It's quite a bit bassy, but sure is good to have you with us today. Okay, well, buddy, I hate that the railroad acquisition is creating waves down there. I hope they get that ironed out to everybody's benefit. And Charlie, the Keith kits sound good as always. For rescue radios, they're wonderful. And Glenn, that's great about Brandon being 101 years old, man. That's some good genes. Gonzits are sounding good, Gary, and turkey is on the way. And Cliff, that Harvey Wells sounds as good as anything you run to me. George, the Hallicrafter station's making the trip up here just fine. And Steve, you're gonna have to give that Amico a rest. I mean, you've been pushing that radio pretty hard for a while now. Oh, but it's been holding up quite well. Well, let's see what's going on. We're expecting the rain to move in here sometime today, and actually looking forward to it. We had a brush fire break out in the county yesterday. They managed to get it out before it did a whole lot of damage. Burned, I can't remember what they said, half acre or something. They got to it quickly. Somebody was burning a brush pile and it jumped the fire line, so a lot of personnel went to work on that one. Got to go here in a little bit and work on a set of gas logs down in Marion for a lady. And then going down in Marion to the nursing home and do some singing down there. Looking forward to it. As far as bad conditions, they're pretty good. We just kind of dropped out of a minor geomagnetic storm. The K-index was up to 5. It's dropped back down to 4 now. Sunspot number's 99, Silverfox index is 116. And it was not produced by a CME, it was a CIR region, co-rotating interactive region, where high-speed solar wind and a slower speed solar wind kind of bump together and create some pressure gradients that work on the Earth's magnetic field to a degree. But it's kind of calming down now, which is good. Let's see. A few items from this day in history, not any major events we're looking at today, but on this day in 2016, Fidel Castro died at age 90. On this day in 1942, Leslie Groves and Robert Oppenheimer chose Los Alamos, New Mexico as the site of Project Y, which developed the first atomic bomb. For baseball fans, 1914, Joe DiMaggio was born. On this day in 1863, Grant defeated General Bragg, Confederate forces at the Battle of Missionary Ridge in the Civil War. On this day in 1846, Carrie Nation, an American temperance advocate, was born. She was famous for using a hatchet to demolish bar rooms. So there's a few items from this day in history. So let's go back down to Shelby. N4LQ, WA4LQ.
Break keys in 4 Bravo breaking.
All right, John, we'll put you in after Buddy. Go ahead, Steve.
Okay, we got broke into there, and very strong there, John. WA4LLR in the group, N4LQ. Beautiful signals. A little QSB there on Dave toward the end. You were the strongest, and now you're the weakest. So the band's trying to change on us, I guess. Well, it's a big day here today. I'm expecting a new telegraph key in the mail from eBay, and this thing popped up, and I grabbed it. He was asking a real low price. I guess he didn't know any better, and I grabbed it. It's a Bunnell straight key, a Camelback key from 1860, and I found some more data on it on the internet, and it looks like it's in pretty good shape. So I'm kind of anxious to get that and look it over. 1860, of course, that was several decades before radio came along. So it was still before, at the beginning of the Civil War, or before the Civil War got started. So that's going to be interesting. My sister is coming up from Charleston today to spend the rest of the week, and my son and daughter are coming. My daughter, her husband is from Henderson, which Gene mentioned there. I think Gene is in Henderson, North Carolina, and his name is Greg Etheridge. I think he ran for mayor of Henderson and lost, but he runs a HVAC company up there in Henderson. And I think he was born and raised there. So, Gene, you might have heard of him or something. I don't know. Yeah, that rice box of yours, they all come with the equalizers adjusted for nothing really. And Yaesu has the most complex parametric equalizer system, and every mode has got equalizers for every band of frequencies. I think there's at least 3, low, mids, and highs, every mode, and also the compression has got its own equalizer. So they made it as complicated as they could, and most of those rice boxes like that require a big boost in treble to be understood. So anyway, good luck with that. Maybe you could find you an old tube-type boat anchor at the Hamfest or something. But we're glad to have you. Glad you could show up here, and your signal has got plenty of strength. So let's see. With that, I think I'll just go ahead and turn it on over to George, K4GDN, N4LQ.
N4LQ to groups, K4GDN. Yeah, copying everybody real well, even the lower power stations. And Gary, I might mention, the little Heathkit AM2 reflective power meter and SWR bridge, you got it running. I had to change out some parts, and it was a little imbalance between forward and reflected power. You should be able to hook it up one way and set the sensitivity, and it give you a given reading, and then turn the connections around the other way, and it should still give you the same. Anyway, I replaced the diode and the diodes and resistors in it, and it's working fine. And that little unit is supposedly good for up to a kW. That's really kind of surprising. Something got small, although the conductors in it are pretty heavy duty. And speaking of old things, I just wondered, Charlie, were you able to, have you taken a look at that BC342 yet? It had some kind of poor work done on it before I got it, particularly with respect to changing some capacitors. And I wondered if you have got the little HQ110A on the air yet, see how it works. See, everything's doing pretty well down here in Myrtle Beach. It's clear right now, and I guess it's warming up. Supposedly, I think it's going to get up into the upper 60s, maybe even the low 70s here today. Then cool off and maybe get a little wet for Thanksgiving. But everybody's coming in here well. And I will say on K4EL there is a lot of bass in the signal. I could copy you well, but there is a lot of bass in it. And Glenn copied you quite well too this morning. Usually he'll have a little trouble with that. So with that, I'll pass it on to Cliff. WB4NKL in the group K4GDN.
Yeah, K4 or GDN, it's WB4NKL. And George, still sounding good. It's dropped down some from the previous transmission, but band's still in pretty good shape. Hearing some sprinkling on the roof, on the tin roof out here, so the rain has arrived, I think. Buddy, I hadn't really kept up with the Norfolk Southern deal. I got a neighbor out here that used to work for him, and he usually keeps me informed, but I haven't talked to him in a few days. They've been doing a lot of track maintenance through here. They've been changing out ties. They got a pile of ties down here. It looks like several thousand they've got piled up, I guess, for Lowe's or somebody to pick up. And they're doing something down there today. I hear some kind of machinery. So I've always lived here on the Norfolk Southern tracks, but I worked for the competition when I was at the railroad, Clinchfield and CSX. Gene, copy okay there. I don't know if you're hearing my 25 watts, but like everybody else is saying, the rig's a little bassy, but you get it dialed in, I think you'll be fine. Name here is Cliff, and I'm located in Limestone, Tennessee. Let's see. Thanksgiving, Linda's already started the cooking process. We're getting a smoked turkey. She's buying it, but she's working on all the sides and already started on those. So the kitchen smells good. Oh, Gary, I backed up from the mic a little bit. I don't know if that helped or not. I don't want to mess with this adjustments in this mic because I don't normally use it on this particular transmitter. But I backed up a little bit from it. Go ahead, Gary. K3OS WB4NKL.
WB4NKL, K3OS. Okay, Cliff. Yeah, I like that. That sounds good. Everybody else agrees. Yeah, it's clean as a whistle. And you just plow in here. I don't know what it is. We oftentimes have a pipeline between you and me. Although I guess air distance-wise, we're not terribly that far away here on the western side of the state. And Greg, yeah, good to hear you. I've had a couple of Yaesu radios, and Glenn is running one, I think. And the secret with those and all of them is a little amped D104, and you don't have to do much with the tone controls or any of that stuff. If I can be a help, I've got some setup guides on the Yaesu that I wrote years ago when I had a DX10. So the stock mic is as flat as a pancake as everybody else's record, and that's what you're using. And you got to equalize it. A D104 requires very, very little equalization whatsoever. And that's what I'm using here, and I run it on my ICOM 7610. I've got another one over there, which everybody really likes. I've compared all sorts of mics, and that sucker always wins it, hands down, for whatever it's worth. So, I think we're going to get a little rain this afternoon, but right now it's a little brightening, but, we're just going to hunker down for today, and looks like it's going to be short-lived, and tomorrow it'll be sunny and nice. Looking forward to as everybody said, the smells of Thanksgiving. I don't know why we don't do turkey more often, because I really like it. So does my wife. But we're in charge of cooking the turkey and for the family here, and we're going to do that earlier. We're postponing it until Saturday because of other family commitments. So Friday's our cooking day, and we're going to enjoy that. Over to you, Glenn. N4AK, K3OS.
Okay, K3OS in the group, November 4 Alpha Kilo. And Steve, I'm in the same position you are. I need to exercise another rig. My other rigs, one is downstairs in the basement, one's upstairs, and I just hadn't bothered to get up there lately. And this one is in the bedroom. So I can just slide over here and push a few buttons, and bingo, I'm on the air, even though it's not quite as strong as the other signals. But Gene, nice site on QRZ. I note that you are retiring from Collins Aerospace as a software engineer. Congratulations on that, and being involved with ham radio for many, many years. And by the way, on QRZ, I like your politics. So I don't know if you copy me or not, but certainly very happy to have you join this group. Charlie, I noted that your XYL had a few stitches and some problems in the tune of $23,000. Well, ER's about 4 times expensive as anything else, but I wouldn't think the MRI would have been more than 3,000 or 4,000. But the trick is 3 stitches. When they ask for payment on 3 stitches, the word is surgery. The word is surgery, and boy, the price can go up when they enter the word surgery. So, moving things on down the creek, W4MEC and 4AK.
Very good, Glenn. N4AK W4MEC. Yeah, that's why I sent that out. I was just flabbergasted at that cost there, and she really, she actually didn't go to the emergency room until several hours later when she decided that something wasn't right. And then when they got there, they said it was a good choice to come in, especially for the stitches. And they said, well, since she hit her head, we're going to do an MRI. So that's why they did that. And but just the price of it, it was $26,132 is the actual price. And I'm actually, I don't know, what can I say? It just seems ridiculous for MRI and 3 stitches and some painkiller, so, where they numbed her up. But that's the modern world in the U.S. there, and glad that, we could pay for it in one way, shape, or form. All right, George, the HQ110, I am actually putting a connector on it to access the 455KC so I can hook it to my Heathkit scanalyzer. And I've got a band scope, HO13, that's on the IF frequency of my Mohawk receiver here. And but I also have a more modern scanalyzer. It looks like the SB series. That's at 455 KC. And while I would love it to work on another frequency, you got to either build the little individual parts to move it to the right frequency, or try and find a kit somewhere, and that's impossible. So I've been lazy. So a receiver with a 455 KC IF is a plus, so I want to put that with the DX100B and put the scope back in service, like I had with my HQ170. So that's the plan for that. 342 I've not looked at yet. I'm still working on a TCS. I'm still working on a Hammerlund, what was it, HQ10 or something? I forgot the number of the thing now. I think it's a SB10. SB10, HQ, I don't know. Anyway, it's a earlier version of a Super Pro, and got down to the getting, I have 2 more tubes I have to swap out bypass capacitors in, and there's 2 circuit boards right over them. I have to get the circuit boards out of the way, or, well, not terminal boards, not really a circuit board, the what they call them, turret terminals that ran along the edge of a piece of insulating material like phenolic or something. And both of those are right over the tube sockets, so I have to get those out of the way, take some wires off, and to get down to that thing. So I got a couple things on the bench, and then it's 342 time, hopefully. And the big plus, George, is today is a big day. I'm going to get you those 6146s, but they have been buried. And and the access to get through to my to my loft storage, and they've also been buried in a manner that blocked the access to where all my Christmas stuff is, and today's the stuff to get the Christmas stuff, so I have to move everything that's in the way of those two doors, which is quite a bit of stuff, and move it out of the way so I can gain access to Christmas and also the tube, so that will be forthcoming. Alrighty. Oh, last comment I had that Buddy made on Norfolk Southern was the JB Hunt has a terminal up north that gets their what do you call it, trailer loads, containerized freight off of CSX, because Union Pacific goes, their main eastern connection with CSX, and 3 of the largest trucking lines in the country are all hooked up with CSX. But the problem is Union Pacific moves most of the containerized freight in area. If they go Norfolk Southern, there's only one truck line in the south that's hooked up with Norfolk Southern. So I don't know, JB Hunt abandoning Norfolk Southern may have other repercussions when all of the majority of the containerized freight is handed off and goes in a different direction instead of where it was. So it's a continuing story, and of course everybody that has a iron in the fire of not combining the two railroads are against it, but a lot of folks still are. So we'll see what happens. The only thing I'd like to see is if they hook up is to bring the big boy this way. K4EL in the group, W4MEC.
W4MEC, K4EL. I guess first of all, my apologies, buddy. The AK in the call there just threw me up the Glen somehow, but sorry for the mix-up on the name. Let's see, I think Steve mentioned a particular gentleman in the area here, Henderson, ran for some city office. I don't live in the city, so I really didn't get to vote on that, so the name doesn't ring a bell. And plus, I've only been in this QTH for a couple of years, so I'm not that familiar with the folks around here. Let's see. Somebody mentioned maybe picking up a boat anchor of some sort. I did come in possession of a DX60 and the matching VFO from a Silent Key recently, but it'll be a while before I get on the air. I got to pick through that and do all the cap replacements and probably put a push to talk and some other things around the function switch that people recommend on the internet there. And thank you everyone for all the comments on the audio. I'll crack open the manual and get into that. I did have some stuff set up for sideband, and I never did address this mode. But I had reset back to factory settings and never did get back to it. So a good excuse to get back to that. I'm off of work this week. William mentioned retirement in my future. It's still a few years away, but the reason I can get in here at 8 o'clock today is I'm off work. I'm normally at work, so maybe Sundays. It seems like I'm always taking on Sundays doing something there too. So I'll try to make some arrangements to get back in here on a semi-regular basis, I hope. I guess I'll make this my last round. Get after that audio. I think XYL's ready for the coffee as well, as am I. So thank you for everyone for a fine welcome and all the comments and suggestions on the audio. And I'll turn it back to Buddy, WB4ARK,
K4EL, WB4ARK. Okay, Gene, your signal was much better that time around. Copied everything you said, and it was actually the base was there, but it wasn't serious issue. Well, yeah, I don't know what's going to happen with the railroad. They've been talking about this for a good while now, and we shall see what happens. The temperature, if I didn't mention it, one thermometer in my shelter outside reads 51 degrees, and the one upstairs with the sensor on the AC unit reads 54 degrees, so they're pretty close. But anyhow, it's pretty well overcast, and well, it's getting a little brighter, but I don't give it much hope for any long-term brightness. It's supposed to rain today about noon, so we'll see what happens there. Cliff, your signal this time around fell into the noise level. I could barely copy you. First time it was very, very strong. And Gary, your signal came up this time, so don't know what's going on there, but it did improve. So let's see what else we got. Yeah, I guess that's about it. It's good to hear you today, John. And glad you could make it on, get your equipment running. I wonder which one you've got fired up today with that fiasco you had several weeks ago with the smell. Maybe you could elaborate on that this time around. So, KZ4B, WB4ARK.
Okay, WB4ARK and the group, this is KZ4B, fine business, buddy. I am, well, it's coming up a little bit. As far as what happened, let me make sure I got this thing keying. Hello. I replaced the hot wire ammeter opened up, and I put in a spare thermocouple, but it's not reading near as high as the old one did, and I think the thermocouple is defective. It is a Form 8 thermocouple, about 1.25 inches square, about 1/2 inch or maybe 3/8 deep, and so if anybody's got a spare thermocouple, it looks like I need one. And like I say, I had a spare in the meter box, but it doesn't seem to be kicking up. It doesn't appear to be good. Shifting gears as to what happened, and the output from my Ameritron AL82 was routed through an ATR30, the band switch, so that it could select from several different antennas, and somewhere in there it shorted out and burned some stuff up because I could smell it. But I have not been able to do an autopsy yet to see what let go in the antenna tuner. Thank God the lengthy run of coax around the house appears to be intact, because my son and I many moons ago had to use a lawn tractor to pull several coax cables and a 2.5-inch PVC conduit, and it would be a nightmare to have to replace anything in there. So that's the saga, and wanted to make a couple of comments. Steve, I believe you said that your son lived in Henderson, North Carolina. Well, my dad was a Presbyterian minister who preached at Steel Creek for many moons, but when he left Steel Creek in about 1970, he went to Henderson, North Carolina, to I think it was the First Presbyterian Church there.
And so I wonder if Greg, your son, lived in Henderson, grew up there, or your son-in-law, that perhaps he ever heard of my dad, who was he was John R. McAlpin the third. I'm the fourth, my son is the fifth, and my grandson is the sixth, so we're carrying it on. Congratulations on bagging a Camelback key. I've always wanted one of those. The only ones I've seen that were for sale, the trunnion, which was typically steel, would get loose in the bar that holds the button, I guess you'd say, that you hold to key the key. And those were bad about getting loose. So I never could get my hands on a good one. So you have really stolen a neat thing. And I collect keys, and so I'm fairly familiar with the early stuff. And the Camelback was from about 1860 or the late 1850s, almost up to the turn of the century, about 1880. And they got rid of them because, like I say, that steel, the pivot would get loose in the cross arm. And I guess they never thought to make it all, machine it out of one chunk of brass. Or do something else to solve the problem. They just went to the Bunnell style key or something resembling it. And let's see, as far as taking care of, I have three of the Yaesu FTDX 10, FTDX 10s. And what I did, you're right, the software internal is a nightmare to mess with, to get rid of the, or to get some bass. And I had some SM30, I think that's a ICOM key, and they have an automatic switch on the bottom that you click the switch, and maybe it cuts the highs, but they sound real good without touching anything internal software-wise to the FTDX 10. Let's see. Wanted to comment, I'm really milking it. Charlie, I'm very sorry to hear that your wife had the accident, but it's so nice to know that a real American actually got to use the emergency room as opposed to our late coming cheating illegal immigrants. I'm very pro-Hispanic, but only legal Hispanic. They're great workers and usually great people, but that was a mess. So, I'm sure everybody's asleep, so I think it goes back to WA4LLR. So, take it away there. Over.
Okay, John. KZ4B and the old friends, WA4LLR. All righty, good deal all the way around. Sorry you're having the tuner issue, and I hope somebody can turn up a thermocouple for you. Let's see what else is going on here. Good deal on the Camelback, Steve. That ought to be a nice addition to your collection. Sounds like you got quite a bit of family coming in for Thanksgiving, which is great. George, glad you got the Heathkit meter repaired. And yeah, Cliff, I woke up with cooking smells this morning. My wife got up sometime in the middle of the night and baked a bunch of stuff. She's prone to do that. She'll sleep a while, get up and do something, and then go back to bed. Let's see. I don't have a lot more here. We'll go ahead and do a 73 round. And it was good to have Gene join us today. And Gene, one recommendation, Steve, N4LQ, always records the nets and posts them to YouTube. And if you'll look up that video of today's net, you can compare your audio to the others, and I think you'll get a good feel for what we're talking about. But sure is good to have you with us. And I hope you can get that DX60 going. We'd like to hear it on the air. They do a good job. All righty. Well, let's send it back around for a 73 round and hope everybody has a great day. And let's see who's got. I guess Steve, you got the Thanksgiving net. So we'll probably be a bunch of us in here as we wait for a Thanksgiving meal. So N4LQ, WA4LLR.
It's N4LQ, yeah. We'll be gobbling away Thanksgiving. And yeah, well, that DX60, if you're listening, Gene, that would be great. I've got two of them here, and I've used them both on the net, and they actually have pretty good audio. So try to get that thing on the air. And I am recording this. I'll try to send you an email with a link, and you can listen to the whole net on that. All right. Well, I guess. Oh, and by the way, that's my son-in-law up there in Henderson, Greg, and he's got a roofing company and a HVAC company and who knows what else. Anyhow, real good. And John, I'll ask him about your dad, see if he remembers. He probably does. And of course, his dad lives there too, so I'm sure he knows who he is. So anyway, we'll say 73s, and I'll turn it over to George, K4GDN, N4LQ.
Okay, N4L2, the group's K4GDN, and man is beginning to fall out a little bit here. Missed some of pretty much all of the last ones after Gary there. Anyway, Charlie, sorry to hear about the thing with your wife, but I'm hoping she's doing better now. And as far as shipping the tubes, don't worry about that. I'll probably be up there sometime after the first of the year. I'm not in dire need of them right now. I've got enough transmitters I can stay on the air, and I'll get them from you at the luncheon in the future. Like I say, I'll probably be up there at least in January anyhow, or February at the latest. We'll be looking at houses. We're supposed to go up there here again sometime after Thanksgiving, but it probably won't be the first week in December. But just hang on to them. I'll get them from you. No need to try to ship them. So I'm going to say 73 on this one, but I'm going to listen to the end. So it's coming to you, Cliff, if you're still there. Otherwise, I guess Gary will get it. WB4NKL in the group, K4GDN. Oh, and thanks for calling the net, Dave. 73.
K4GDN, WB4NKL. Okay, George. Got 73s, and I'm going to jump out to it. Well, I'm in the morning here now, and I worked on a drain from one of my downspouts yesterday, so I'm going to get the umbrella and go out there and see how that's working. So hopefully get that situation straightened out. Tree root had grown into it, and I had to dig it up. So hopefully got it opened up. 73s, And thanks for calling it, Dave, and we'll look for everybody there Thursday. Go ahead, Will. K3OS, WB4NKL.
All right, Cliff, thank you. And I'll just pass along my 73s to everybody. Good to hear everybody this morning. Sorry, every now and then I just can't get on here, but my noise level seems to have kind of dissipated here and gone somewhere. And I'm very thankful for that. So, everybody, look forward to seeing everybody on Thursday morning. Glenn, N4AK, K3OS.
K3OS in the group, November 4 Alpha Kilo. And the band seems to be getting much worse. So, in case I'm not here on Thanksgiving, I wish everybody a happy and blessed Thanksgiving season. Over to you, Charlie. W4MEC, N4AK, 73.
Okay, Glenn, N4AK in the group W4MEC. Yeah, I'm the net guy on Thursday, so we'll see how many folks show up. And Steve was accurate there. I don't think last Tuesday we had 4 check-ins, the 3 net controls and Cliff. That was it. And that's about the lowest I've ever seen. So, or I think that had to be the lowest. But maybe we'll do better on Thursday. And Gene, your signal was very low. I couldn't get no copy last time. It's interesting because Buddy mentioned your signal came up and it went down for me, but Cliff came up and Buddy said Cliff's signal went down. So just the band conditions. But that highlighted the classic problem with basic AM on a weak signal. When you're 20 over, you sound like the voice of America, but when you're S3, it's just like burbling mud to me. So you hear it all the time on people that make improvements to their audio and their AM transmitter, and it's great, like I say, when you're 20 over, but when you're S5 or something like that, it's a difficult copy. So those highs come in handy. As a person that runs a Scratchy Apache, highs are important, right? We'll see you fellas on Thursday, or don't forget 1864 tonight, like I've been forgetting, and 50.4 AM if you want to see if you can copy the last 2 holdouts on that net, Boone, WA4EBK, and myself. So 7-3 all, and y'all have a good. Oh, it's pouring rain here also, and there's a bigger storm coming. WB4ARK, if you're still there in the group, W4MEC.
W4MEC, WB4ARK, okay, Charlie. Well, no rain here. Just, I guess you'd say heavy overcast. Looks like it's getting a little heavier, and the band conditions were pretty stable this time. Everybody was copyable. And no noise. Excuse me, no noise on the band. So, thanks, Dave, for calling the net. And over to John, KZ4B, WB4ARK.
I was hearing some arcing. I don't know where that came from. Buddy, WB4ARK, KZ4 Bravo. Hearty welcome to Gene, K4EL. You've got great bass over here, Gene, and a good strong signal. So I didn't pick up where, since I checked in late, where your QTH is. So if you will add that information when you close the net, Dave, I would appreciate it. And Buddy, you're booming in here as usual, as is Steve, and always Dave. Enjoyed the net. Thanks for letting me in. And everybody have a wonderful Thanksgiving. And I need to get my wife to wake me up so that I can check in on the net at a reasonable hour. I am not a morning person. I stay up late and sleep late in the morning, and that does, the band goes to hell later, so I'm not an advocate for changing the hours. I just need to get my rear end in gear and get up when I'm supposed to. So, Dave, take it away, and again, hope everybody has a great Thanksgiving. WA4LLR in the group, KZ4, be clear but listen.
All right, John, fine business. KZ4B, WA4LLR. Gene's in Henderson, North Carolina. Anyway, I agree with John. If you're not on Thursday, everybody have a wonderful Thanksgiving. In this country, we have a lot to be thankful for. So thank you for your participation today. We had 10 check-ins, which is pretty good for a weekday. So 7-3, God bless, and Lord willing, we'll catch up with you on Thanksgiving morning, as Charlie calls the net. So this is WA4LLR, Dave in Burnsville, North Carolina, closing this session of the Old Friends Net, 7-3.